In this requirement, you have to read standard tables, BSID and BKPF, matching the user inputs, club the data, and finally display the output. These are the new changes you may have to accommodate in this requirement. To transfer data between structures, use corresponding operator. To check if a data exits in an internal table, you can use the function line exits. To transfer data to a structure from an internal table, instead of using read statement, use the new approach. Moving on to the actual source code creation. Here I have created program and saved under my package. To start with, I will include the table structure BSID. Now I need a structure to display the output at the end. So to create the structure using types, begin of, I have copied the fields, I'll paste it over here, and end of the structure name. So these are the fields I'm going to display in the output. Now I need one internal table and a work area with the same structure. One selection screen is required to get the user input, which is company code. Now the main logic. Start of selection, selecting from the table BSID. Select few fields: Bookres, KUNNR, BELNA, BLDAT. From BSID into internal table, which is declared using inline declaration. Where Bookres in @SO Bookres. @ is used here to escape the variables. If it is successful, then reading the table BKPF. Select Bookres, BELNA, BLDAT, USNA. From BKPF into internal table, again using inline declaration, declaring the internal table BKPF for all entries in the previous internal table read BSID, where Bookres equal to the Bookres from BSID. Also few other fields. Now the selection is done. Now I am going to combine the selected data into the final internal table. So loopet IT BS ID into work area. Again, the work area is declared using inline declaration. Within the loop, I will club the data. Since there are common fields from BSID and the final internal table, you can use corresponding operator to move the values from corresponding fields from one structure to another. So W final equal to corresponding hash braces, within the brace base, keyword base and more braces, final structure and source structure. So this will take care of transferring the values from the fields whichever is matching to the final structure. It will move the values to the final structure. Now to get US name from BKPF, I need to read BKPF internal table. I will use the new approach to read the internal table. But before using that, need to check if the same record exists in the internal table or not. Else, the reading will give runtime error if no matching value exists. So, using the function line exists. If line exists, braces, within brace, the internal table BKPF and one more set of braces which is square braces, bookres, the condition you have to mention here. So, WA BSID hyphen bookres. Two more conditions I need to place here. Now, if the line exits, then transfer the data using the new approach. So, WABKPF equal to value hash and within the braces, the same condition mentioned in the line exists can be utilized here. Copy, paste. So, if the record is existing, it will take you to the further. So, then I will transfer US name from the BKPF work area. End if. Now appending the data to the final internal table. Clearing the work area. Finally, display the output using standard class CLDemo output. Using shift enter, it will give you all the parameters. Provide your internal table here. I'll just go through the source code once more. So before that, I'll format. To format, select all the code, right button, source code, format. So initially, I've included the structure BSID, then a structure for the final display, internal table and work area with the same structure type, one selection screen for getting the company code, selecting from BSID for the same entries matching with BSID, selecting from BKPF, finally clubbing the data, looping BSID internal table inside, taking the corresponding data from BSID structure to the final structure using corresponding operator, then transferring the data from BKPF internal table to the final structure. But before using the new approach, you need to check if the line exits or not. Otherwise, if you are not using this condition here, this statement will alone give runtime error if there are no matching records. Finally, appending the data into the final internal table and then displaying the output. So I will activate the code. So one end if is missing. I'll add that. Now I'll activate the code. It is activated successfully. Execute. Provide the input. Execute. and you get the output. You can see the final output here. Now that you have got more information on Advanced ABAP, please work on the exercises to get more hands-on experience. All the best.